Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brendan Lee with Consciousness and Skill Worldwide, founded by Peter Relson. Welcome back. In this video, I want to talk to you about entitlement. You know, I've been doing some training lately with Peter. You know, I am honored and pleased to report that he still trains. He's like in his 70s, and he still trains with me physically. And I'm learning things about, this is in the martial domain, and I really do appreciate that aspect a lot. And he was talking to me today actually about a book that he was talking to me about a book that he heard about, and it was something about leaders and leadership. And one of the aspects of leaders is, I believe many of them failed at an early age. Like one quality or aspect that helped create a powerful leader is they failed young, and maybe they failed big young. Now, what I get from that is, you know, these are people, and or maybe they failed early in their leadership career. So what I mean by that is they're trying to do something, and then reality just, boom, kicks them to the curb. They get their butt kicked. Whatever they had going on maybe crumbles, their bank account hits zero, whatever. And then they had to come back from that. And one of the aspects that Peter was mentioning, he's like, well, maybe, you know, one, it might be humbling, you know, because you think, oh, I'm so special, I'm so hot, and then reality's like, no, you're not, you got nothing. Right? So humbling, so there's some, you know, you eat your humble pie. And then also they realize I have to do it, and they make a change and they go, I have to create whatever. You know, I have to rise to the occasion. They get tested. Okay? So now, you know, one of the things that I got from coming to Changshin as a young man, and I did, you know, I met Ralston when I was 17 years old. I was not a happy camper. You see, I was not happy. Anyway, that's another story. It doesn't matter. Well, it does in my world, but it doesn't matter. Okay. You know, not happy, and then I'll put out to the universe, hey, where's my teacher, so to speak? Okay, I know it's a little woo-woo, but I'm like, hey, I'm open. And here comes Peter, and I go, okay, that's the guy for me. Okay, so I come to study, and I remember as a young man coming in one time, and I knew everything, of course. You see, I was a young man. Of course I know everything. I'm a young man. I know everything. That's what young men do. And I remember going up toward the pool one time, you know, and I had already committed myself to, I'm going to study with this guy. I don't care. You know, I basically said, where are you? He said, Texas. I'm like, okay, I'm coming. He probably didn't think I was serious, because he dealt with young men before. There's a lot of talk, not a lot of action. And so I showed up anyway. I'm still here. And we were going up by the pool one time. I just remember being young, and, you know, I knew everything. And I started, you know, talking to Peter as if coaching him or trying to make some suggestions as to, what I thought was best for his life, you see. It was, you know, something random about, I don't know, you need to be healthy or walk more, you know, something, right? I said some stupid shit, basically, some stuff. And at some point, he turns to me, he said, look, you be the apprentice. You be the apprentice. Oh, because that's what I had wanted to do. That's what I was doing. It's like, oh, yeah, right. You see, it hit me, and that's the job of the master or the teacher. To hit me with stuff. Was it uncomfortable? Yeah. What did I get out of it, though? Right. It's not about what I know. It's about what I can learn. What can I grasp from this person? Not what, you know, how can I share my knowledge? How can I be seen as an equal? We're not in this relationship. That's that relationship. The master and the apprentice. It is not an equal relationship. The master is the master. or the teacher is the teacher, whatever. You go there to learn from them, you see. So what I had inadvertently done, you see, what I learned was, I thought I was hot shit. I thought I was special. And I thought I was special just because I was existing. This brings me back to the entitlement part. Oh, I'm special just because I exist. And, okay? No. In this relationship, no. Wrong. Nobody gives a shit about what the student thinks. The student's job is to learn. And as often as not, I do see it in young men especially. They just by default in their own mind, and I know because I was there, you see, I understand that perspective. Just because I exist, I am somehow special, and I deserve special treatment. And I believe that more and more, again, in this culture, day and age, USA 2020, there's a lot more entitlement going on. Like people, young men, seems to me, look out at the world as if, well, the world owes me something. I'm special just for existing. Whereas in my grandfather's time, what they call the greatest generation, the young men that went and fought in World War II at 19, 18 years old, 20 years old, they earned that respect. They earned the trust of others. They earned it by, in this case, I'm using this as an example, they sacrificed their lives, their time. In World War II, they sacrificed their life for other countries. And again, I'm speaking here as an American, but this probably applies to other cultures as well. See, but in my mind, that's where I get sort of the American. When if I consider America and I want to be proud about my country, I think about people in those days that understand honor, sacrifice, integrity, keeping their word. It was shameful to be seen as a liar. Anybody who lied, it's like, no, you just don't do that. Why? Because it's a lie. You don't lie. You see, but they earned it. And that's the difference. In one perspective, it's, I'm special, I'm unique just because I exist. You owe me. And in the other perspective, no, I'm not special. I'm essentially a turd. I need to earn what I've got. And it seems to me that the latter is the more empowered perspective. It creates human beings that are more real, more straight, more honorable, more honest, more worthy human beings, so to speak. Okay? So this entitlement aspect, I had to be confronted with that. As a young man, I did. That's why this is one reason in the back of my mind I knew I wanted to study with a master. I'm talking about a person of skill and a person of honor and integrity, but somebody who has something of value to share and contribute to my well-being, to my empowerment, to my growth. In a real way, not in a manipulative way. You see? And then I had to get confronted with, no, I am not just special just because, and I had to get over that. And it has served me well throughout my life. Now, why has it served me well? Well, one aspect is, you might think, well, you're just picking on me, or you're just picking on people who think they're entitled, and you're making them wrong. No, it's more like I'm trying to show that if you do have the capacity to get over yourself, there's a power in that. If you have the capacity to realize when you are being stupid, you can make a correction. rather than blaming other people or like making it their fault that you're feeling bad. No, get over yourself. You see, you're not that special. And neither am I. And the capacity to get over oneself is empowering. It allows you to learn and grow. It allows you to confront other perspectives. It allows you to consider other perspectives. Now, why is that powerful? Well, consider being a child, right? Like a little kid. What does a little kid know? They don't know squat, unless they do, but maybe in some areas they start to learn something. But as a little kid, you can think around circles. You know about history. You know about writing. You know about complex social dynamics and cues. You're stronger than them. You're bigger than them. You can beat them up, whatever. You can drive a car. They can't. You can do complex physical activities that they can't do. Like all this stuff, you know, and they don't. So what does a kid do from when it's little to adulthood? They start growing. And what is this learning and growing business? It's taking one perspective and changing it into another one. Are kids always comfortable when they're growing up? No. You know, I talked to a buddy, a friend of mine, you know, and he grew up down in the South. And he's like, yeah, man, if I did something wrong, my daddy put a whooping on me. And I'm like, yeah. Is that comfortable for kids? No. Is their perspective like, oh no, do they go through some emotional stuff? Yeah. But do they grow? Yeah. Does it make a difference? Yeah. They learn. You see? Is learning always comfortable? No. But if it happens, it happens. They learn. And they change their perspective. They change how they think. And that's what's called education. So this getting over oneself allows for that learning process to occur at a much more rapid rate. You know, I don't know about you, but you ever seen somebody who's like all stuck in their head thinking they're all better than everybody else or they're entitled? They're not learning much. They're just going to do that. I mean, unless they are doing that and learning, I suppose. But I can see a much more empowered perspective if, you know, people could recognize that aspect and challenge it and confront it to some degree. I know I was confronted, and I still get confronted in different ways. But the ability to take on the confrontation and then rise above it, that's an admirable quality. And I fear, that quality is leaving our culture. And I equate that quality with something of what I call old school mentality. You know, and luckily I get to hang out with Ralston. He's old school. You know, and he has those qualities, and I do my best to learn from those qualities. And I think about my grandfather. You see, he's old school, and it's easy for us to write off. And sorry, it just got dark outside, so I might get a little darker. Easy for us, maybe, as young people in America in 2020, to write off people who we consider elderly. But you got to have some respect. Consider they've lived a lot more life than you, and what have they learned? Are you asking them? Probably not. See, what do they have to contribute? Because I fear if we go too far down a road, I believe as a culture we're going to get disempowered. And I don't see good things coming from that. So this video is an attempt to bring that to light a little bit, and also to say, hey, you know, if you have some of this stuff going on, with all due respect, get over yourself. You're not that special. And you might find a power in that ability that you didn't notice before. Okay? And I'm doing my best here not to come from a place of like, I'm somehow holier than thou. Although maybe I have a little bit of that going on. Or like putting you down, but it's more like a slap. Hello. But for your own good and for the good of others. Okay? So that's what I have for you on that. If you're an entitled motherfucker, with all due respect, get over yourself, and I love you. This is Brendan Lee with Consciousness and Skill Worldwide, founded by Peter Rawlinson. If you want to get serious, please check the links in the description below. Till next time, keep it real. Bye.